What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Today I'm in a treasure place in Pontiac. This is the Pontiac Upull. Usually, or oftentimes, you guys see me in the Mason Upull. I've never been here, and I've always wanted to make it down here to see what kind of stuff they got going on. So I have an appointment, and I'm a little early, and I don't really have anything to do. So I thought I'd come down here and check this out. And it's a thriller night. So I hope I don't get a copyright straight for that. A $1,200 Durango or Dakota. Another $1,200 Dakota. Hold on a second. Alright, my sister's looking for a truck, so this is a big yard. Looks like it's pretty well paved too. Alright, I gotta hit the head here, so I'm gonna pause you again. Alright, that's taken care of. Here's a Taurus fan. It used to be that people would come and just bend over backwards to find like the Taurus fans or the Mark 8 fans. I'm in the Ford section apparently right now. It's really not necessary to do that anymore though. Like pretty much any electric fan that you can find is more than ample to cool a V8. These Crown Vics also have 8.8s with disc brakes if you're looking for one. They're a little wider. I think they're 66 inches. I probably would have done all right to have gotten myself one of those. Oh, let's see. Oh, we're in the Dodges, neons. So, looks like somebody got themselves a Hemi there. It'll be interesting to see if I find anything here. This is paved, by the way, so rolling that stupid dongle hoist thingy probably not such a debacle down here as it is in my Upull. My Upull, it rains and the place just turns into a mud pit. Kind of starts. Just cruising around seeing if there's any Hemis here. Probably not, but you never know. That's a 3.5. I'm stepping on something. These Magnums, I always thought these Magnums were pretty cool because I like station wagons. Another 3.5. Nothing race car-y about that. What do we got up here? One of the things people ask me pretty often is how do I know what I'm looking at? And part of it is just experience, right? But part of it's also like envoys can come with a 5.3. This could be a flex fuel motor, and I would know by looking at the cap if it were yellow. Of course, without it there, it's hard to say. If it was a flex fuel engine, I think it would usually have the better heads on it. These are 862s, so they're normal. The other way to know is to look at these codes on a Chevy. They're in the glove box. If I can get that to focus. There we go. So, on a Chevy, the L codes are going to be the engine and the M codes are going to be the transmission. So, L59 is a flex fuel 5.3 and M30 is a 4L60 transmission. So, that's what we have there. L59 5.3 V8. On the other makes and models, it's a little more difficult. Here's another one of those 9 3/4 Ford axles. So 17, I don't know that code, but I know if it's a Ford and it doesn't have a letter in it, then it's an open diff. So again, no fuel door. I wonder if they like pull all the doors off the flex fuel vehicles. Somebody pulled the whole engine here. or some of it. There's an intake if you wanted one. The stuff people take and the stuff they leave always baffles me. Like, I don't, for the life of me, don't know why you would go to the trouble of pulling an entire engine and leave the intake. And what do we got? LR4. Weird. See? That's the thing I didn't know. That 4.8s came in these. I thought they were all 5.3s. There's always stuff to learn. And it looks like it's the same kind of deal as everywhere, where if you get out here regularly, you can find what you want. You can get what you need. I don't think I would have a problem if I lived in Southeast Michigan coming up on an LS engine or a Hemi. There's that terrible old 4.7 nobody wants. Nobody asked for you. Here's another one. The hero nobody asked for. There's a Dana 60 front. Oh no, it's not. It's 2-wheel drive. Bummer. Shows what I know. One nice thing about doing these videos and getting all the views that I get nowadays is that it's literally impossible for me to be wrong and not know it. Somebody will let me know if I'm incorrect. I will get corrected in short order. It's like we got a square body up there. I wonder if that's their version of a memory lane. The Mason Upull doesn't have one. They just shove everything in with everything else. There's a Yukon XL over there in the background. Let's see what else we got here. Another 4.7. I don't know why that caught my eye for a moment there. Somebody needed a wheel arch, apparently. It's one way to get one. You'd think they'd have taken the whole bed. It's not that hard to do. Usually, if you care about flex wheel motors, usually when I find them, they're in an SUV. I generally don't find them in trucks. LM7, garden variety, 5.3 here. Oh yeah, they have lots of classics here. Got a Ram Charger down there, square body Suburban. We got there Eldorado, another Eldorado. I think they're picking them over pretty heavily. Oh man, I didn't know all this stuff was down here. What are all these square bodies? Good night, Irene. What do we got here? Firebird, Trans Am. Ooh, I almost thought that was a nice seat. I wonder if it's just these two rows. Over here seems like more ordinary 90s car stuff. This is all classics though. I mean, if you consider a Grand Marquis or a Buick Riata. Is that what this thing is? Yep, it's a Riata. There's a Cadillac version also. We got here a Polara. Look at that dash, that's cool. Distributor in the back. She's a small block. Starfire. Oh, it's an Olds. It's old Starfire. Check out this radio. That's pretty cool. Resistor radio. It reminds me when I'm out here I should look and see if there's a knob radio for my truck. although my truck doesn't move, I wouldn't let that stop me. Youch. That's a bummer, man. Put all that work into something and have some jerkwad come rear end you. I think this is a Coronet. Student driver. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. That's making me sad. What do you got over here? Thunderbird Mustang. They got the meats. How come nobody told me about this? How come none of you guys told me this? Jeez. Here's a Delta 88. I know the Oldsmobiles, some of them had a cool knob radio that had a CB on it. That would be like the ultimate. Somebody got every last thing out of here. We got here a Malibu. I would totally dig having a 4-door Malibu like this. It's a real shame that this thing wound up here. Like, I'm willing to bet there's plenty of burnouts. Is this a Galaxy or a Fairlane? Whatever it is, I like it. I think this is a Galaxy. Those heater controls. You don't get that kind of stuff anymore. Yep, Galaxy 64. What's this? Mercedes. This is a nice repair. Can't believe this didn't hold up. Somebody cut the whole dash out of this thing. I don't know what you do that for. Sprinter van. Haven't seen one of them in the junkyard yet. Tornado. These were a good source of 350 Olds engines for a while. Looks like somebody's beat me out here and gotten every knob radio. Yep, there's one. RCA AM. This must be like a late 70s one. Yep, 79. All the ones I've owned a bunch of those cars. All the ones I've owned all had AM and FM. I got really sidetracked here. Parasine with a sweet quadrijet. Should kind of feel like grabbing that for my C10. Yep. What we got here? This is a Continental Mark IV. Look at that fancy bit of technology in the Lee Saber. It's a good 460. Somebody wants one. It won't have the weird heads. The newer 460s from like fuel injected stuff have weird heads. They require a weird intake. I don't know what happened here, but it's like a little coconut car. I bet you I can make this axle into something cool, like a buggy. Modern radio, poop. Oh, the Lincoln Mark 7. This is like the forgotten hero. Iron fist and a velvet glove kind of thing. By the way, if you have a Fox body and you want a 5-lug swap it, this has all the parts on it to do it. I always liked these. My uncle Chuck had one. Had like flow masters and a shift kit. It was pretty stock, but really made an impression. These got the 5-liter high output too. A lot of the cars got the 5-liter, but it wasn't the high output. The only bummer is they're AOD cars, all of them, which AODs suck because they have a design that locks the converter immediately as soon as you shift into third, and that's kind of just not the way to go. It does look like people are pretty well picking over this stuff out here, but I mean, that's because I'm not out here regularly. I think if I were, I wouldn't have a problem finding what I want. Most junkyards will let you sign up for alerts and stuff like that too. The Aviator. This is a 32 valve 4.6. These were the hot ticket like 10-15 years ago. If you had a SN95 Mustang, nowadays everybody just LS swaps. We've all accepted that it's the way to go, but back then people were paying big money for Aviator long blocks. All these GMT 360s out here are 4200s. That's weird. I haven't seen a lot of vans out here. I guess that's kind of weird too. Excuse me. I hadn't given it much thought, but it's definitely a thing. Here you can see that they've salvaged every part of the S10 and left none behind. Don't be wasteful in the junkyard, people. Use all the parts. See, this kind of thing would be fun to make a buggy out of or something too. I never knew that S10s had carrier bearings. How adorable. I mean, because when your drive shaft's that long, you don't want any crazy vibrations, right? Alright folks, I think that's going to wrap it up from the Pontiac Upull. It's been fun. I'm going to go over here and take some pictures for social media. I thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully you learned something. Maybe you can teach me something in the comments. I always like to hear from you guys. Somebody got a 6-liter. These 3500 and 2500 vans with 8 lugs are always either a 4.3, a 4.8, or a 6-liter. And people often ask how to drop them out, and that's how you pull the 2 core support bolts. You cut the frame and let the whole thing fall. That's how you do that. And just dragging out the front. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll call it good on this. What do we got here? Ordinary L59 LM7 something 862 heads. Cable throttle. This one actually has the ECM and everything in it. This will be a good swap vehicle for somebody. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. It's always good to hear from you guys. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the new junkyard. Hopefully as things open up and I start to travel more for work, I'll be able to go back to doing more of this kind of content. I haven't been able to for a while because I've only been going to my home junkyard, but we'll see. Hopefully things head back to normal here and we can all get on with our lives. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time on The Driveway Engineer.